Alrighty. Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can hear. Alright, I'm going to turn off my audio on my computer so that doesn't echo. Okay. Okay, cool. Perhaps when I do that, do I see someone watching? Hello, welcome. Alright, so this is Bloodborne. And this is me. I'm streaming. I don't want to go into the cutscene yet, so I'm going to put that on pause. To whoever is watching and to whoever will be watching, because eventually I'm going to upload this to YouTube. I don't know if it's going to be happening right away. This is going to be what I like to call a dramaturgical playthrough of Bloodborne. What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea. What I want it to mean is a sort of close reading of it. So when I'm like looking at plays for inspiration, you know, I'll do close analyses, character analyses, plot, structure, scene analysis of a play. I'll even do given circumstances, which is writing down every single thing you learn in a play. And that is a really hideous screen now that I think about it that you're looking at. But I want to save the opening cutscene for the analysis time. So basically, when I had been thinking about how do I do that for video games, because I play a lot of video games, A, for pleasure, but B, also to sort of I get inspiration from it. I mean, I wrote a significant portion of my undergrad thesis was dedicated to Silent Hill 2 because of all the inspiration I drew from Silent Hill 2. But there's never haven't been really a methodical way for me to play video games in a way that is sort of as in-depth as when I'm like reading a play and like picking out every single thing you learn about the characters in the plays, or doing a structural analysis of a play. How do you apply that to video games? I recently watched a video. I can't remember who the speaker was, but it was a speech at Gotland's Games Conference about how to close read video games, and that sort of gave me an idea of what to do with this. And I figured best way for me to really start doing close reading of video games is just record my footage so I can go back to it and look at it, and then while I was at it, I figured, you know, I've been meaning to create internet content of some kind, because I mean, I've just always wanted to do that. And my microphone just unplugged for a second, my bad. And I've always wanted to do that. Where was I? I've always wanted to put stuff up online. And so yesterday the two ideas sort of came together when I figured, let's play Bloodborne, let's stream it on Twitch, let's do an in-depth playthrough where we're looking at not just narrative, because the narrative for any Soulsborne game has been done to sort of to the extent that it can be done. It's been done specifically by the likes of Vidya on YouTube. So like going beyond the narrative and looking at themes and ideas specifically as it relates to whatever writing projects I'm working on. But yeah, so I'm working on 2 plays right now. One is an alien abduction play, about inspired by the Hill, Betty and Barney Hill abduction, which was a interracial couple in the late 1950s that got, or was it late? No, it was late 1950s. It was 59, who were purported to have an abduction experience. And then there was and so I'm drawing inspiration from that. I'm also drawing inspiration from a lot of the police shootings. Someone's messaging me. Alrighty. My friend Alex may be joining us at some point. Let me respond to this really quickly. Oh, my phone is blowing up too. I'm busy. So I'm writing a play about aliens. I'm inspired by the Hill abduction, but I'm also inspired by the police violence against African Americans. I'm drawing inspiration specifically from Philando Castillo shooting and police stopping cars for stupid reasons like your taillight being out and then ending up being with the driver is dead. And sort of how those two stories, very different stories, relate to each other, of your journey home being interrupted. I'm also in the early stages of planning a play about a grinder hookup with a werewolf. So there's that. Themes that I'm thinking about: body dysmorphia, coming out and sort of self-transformation, becoming a new person once you've left your otherwise stifling. A lot of gay folks really come out when they come out. They move to the city. They become almost different people because they're finally able to be themselves. And so Bloodborne has werewolves. Bloodborne has aliens. And so I figured this was the game of any game to do a close reading on right now for both of the projects that I'm working on. So pretty soon we can I'll turn on the game, and then we can look at one thing thing that they did in the conference speech that I watched. They started at the title screen, which is what I want to do, is start at the title screen. So as soon as this opening cutscene ends and we can go back to the title screen, we can start there and really dive in. Okay. Here we go. So we have the opening title screen. We have, what is that big block? Okay, that's gone. We have Bloodborne. We have very strange perspective. Before we even get to the main character, we have a strange perspective of, like, he's surrounded by Gothic Victorian architecture. It's almost like a twisted, like, sort of something you'd find out of Dracula, or something you'd find out of, like, 1920s horror films. Very twisted, very almost like sharp, rising. Sadly, it reminds me like of sort of the Notre Dame, which sadly is burning right now. That very ancient Gothic architecture. That's very much what Bloodborne is drawing from, is Victorian Gothic architecture. We've got the main character who's got plenty of blood dripping off of him. He's got leather jacket. He's got a